Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Skaven Plays. Today I'm going to be going over all of the battle plans, all 12 of them, giving a brief overview of what I think, how they are for Nurgle, what you might want to use on them, and probably go over the archetypes of Nurgle. I'll be going over those in another video too, kind of getting some models prepped out with a rough idea for a tier list. Kind of thing, not a proper tier list, but we'll see how it goes. First thing, passing seasons. Battle rounds 2 and 4 has one underdog, 3 and 5 another underdog. So 2 and 4, you can heal D3 on the red objectives. We don't want this. We don't want our opponents healing our disease. Healing ours, yeah, it's nice. Also, the red objectives are all the way back, so it's not too terrible. We're probably not diseasing what's over here unless we have gut rot with Rotmire Greed. Then it's a little rough. Rest of the battle round, while they're in the green one, they get a 4-up ward for us. If we're underdog, we're picking this one almost every time. If you have 20 plague bears, you can kind of just string out. It's wonderful. Flies can charge into something, power through, and retreat back here to be safe. Nurgle with a 4-up ward is ridiculous. This is honestly the map that when I first saw them introduce it in the leaks, I thought it was fake and somebody was pranking me. This is insane for us. The second one, +1 to wound. We have access to +1 to wound with Bile Piper for demons. It's nice for the mortal half, although we have Orgots, but if you're not running him, it's fine. I like this. It's pretty good for us, but they do have to contest the objective and attack it. So if they have us barred off of it and we're trying to break in, they get +1 to wound. We do not. So something to keep in mind. It's very interesting. This is one of the ones where the underdog is huge. And let's see, 1, 3, and 5, you only score victory points for the greens, and 2 and 4, you only score for the reds. It's something that isn't super mobile. Most of our games, we're probably going to take 1 red, 1 green, and then just try and table our opponent. It'll come down to tactics. It'll come down to who has more stuff left at the end. We're probably not going to branch out and take 3 unless you're running something that has more mobility or they're a very elite list. So this battle plan is not the best for us. It's not the worst. It's a really weird one. One that I kind of wish wasn't in the game, in all honesty, because there's these 2 big pieces of terrain here that are blocking. And this is, by the way, the Age of Sigmar 4th map. They set it all up with official terrain. So this is... It's not ideal. This is a rough one. I don't know what we're going to do for this one. This is another one where, unfortunately, I'm going to be saying this a lot. Flies might be a good option. Beast, maybe, just for the mobility to harry some objectives, but Beasts are just too expensive to be spammable. This one's interesting. Not my favorite. Paths of the Fae, this one is my favorite. I love this one. Let me fix these, recall this, and put this one down. So, I love this one. All units within 6 of an objective will vanish and teleport around. The usual 1-2 more scoring. But, let's see. Underdog, you must use the ability. Whoever is underdog is forced to use it. You'll pick 2 of these objectives. Everything within 6 of the objective, which is more than the control zone, goes out to about here, will teleport away. It's nuts. I love it. If your opponent has a bunch of stuff congested over here, you can force some of it into deep strike because there won't be enough room. If something has a tech piece over here or they had to run something slow, it teleports away. It's a lot of fun. We want to tag the objectives and then run away and not let them touch them again. The map will, all those people who enjoy spamming Blight Kings, this is not the map for you. Your Blight Kings are going to get teleported away and have to come in from the board edge. And it's really impactful just to take something that was here, teleport it back, and then if you're going second in the battle round, they're rooted for the first turn because they do not get to move for the first movement phase of the battle round, which is a huge advantage to whoever's going second. If somebody wants to double you on this, they're pretty much set up to just have something teleported away every time they get close to an objective. And personally, I like it. I think it's great. If you have something like, say, a Glocken, you can just say, okay, he's right here. And one of two things will happen. Either you'll end up teleporting over to the other side, or the underdog will trigger. You'll put something over here, and your opponent will be forced to put something here. And then the Glocken just gets to go crush them. It's wonderful. I like this map. It's really, really silly. I don't think it's going to be in a lot of tournaments because it's just going to be a huge time sink. There's going to be a lot of times where games aren't completed in this. But I think this is the premier beer hammer map. This is the one where you have a friend over in your garage. You're drinking, you're relaxing, you're just having fun, because this is going to come up to so many silly moments. It's going to be fun. Also, probably a lot of feel bad moments for newer players, I'm not going to lie. This is not one that you're going to see in a tournament, I don't think. I can't imagine. And if you are, the TO is trolling you, and they're probably a very fun person. But yeah, let's go to the next one. Boom, boom. 0-3, 0-3, 0-3. Nope, doesn't work there. Or it wasn't working there. Roiling paths. Pick a pair of objectives. Strike last. We don't care. We're tanky. We're durable. We care on very few models. A Puscoil strike might hurt striking last, but your opponents are also strike last. If it's your turn, you just make sure that you're set up to strike last first and you're fine. It's classic 1-2 more. The terrain pieces aren't too bad. There's kind of some natural lanes here that we can take advantage of. We can clog up. These are the two pairs of objectives we probably go for. We tag this one with something early and just let it sit there. Or run it off to go fight this one. We're not going to go for the red ones. They're too far spread out. Unless they just put nothing over here and we can just walk some plague bears up. But we're going to take this, hold the middle, use this choke point. Good deal. Good map for us. I like it. What's the next one? Cyclic shifts. I don't know about this one. This one is weird. Alright, cyclic shifts. This is where a pair of objectives, and they can be no longer controlled, and we lose control. 1, 2, and more. Pretty classic. So then whoever's the underdog will either pick the green ones or the red ones. And those are turned off for the turn. But the most important part is you lose control of them. So that means that unit you sent over here to tag this one on turn 1 that had to run away to go do other things you lost the objective. You have to send something back there. We don't like that. We don't like that at all. We want to either sit on an objective and camp it. We want to tag it and walk away to go do other things. We don't have the mobility to run back here. We don't have the 12, 15-inch move cavalry that some things do. It's rough. If you're the underdog, you kind of just keep untagging these in the corner because you want to try probably take control of both of these. You want to sit in the middle. And that leads me to something that I think is really nice. These are both good size obscuring in the middle. You can very easily make both objectives obscuring and sit on them. That being said, if you do that and you're winning and you make your opponent the underdog, they just turn off the green objectives. And then you don't score that round because you don't have these. Not to mention there's these little pocket ones you have to deploy on in the beginning, which is not where we want our stuff. Maybe a unit of drones or like a Magaflort contingent would go up here. It's a weird one. This one's going to need a lot more play for me to like really get a good fix on it. I have only played this one once and it was a very silly game. I don't know. It's weird. I'm not going to say it's wonderful. I'm not going to say it's terrible. Surge of Slaughter. 4. Alright. Surge of Slaughter. For the rest of the battle round, add 1 to the rend. Sure. It's fine. It works for both of us. 1, 2, and more. Fine. There's a nice choke point here. We love our choke points. You drop 10 kings here. You drop 20 plague bears here. You sit there and play patty cake. I think it's just pairs to get the extra rend, correct? Yeah. So the extra rend will be either here, here, or here and here. I've played this map several times, and I can tell you right now, most of the time that extra rend is just a big fat nothing burger. If somebody's the underdog, they're going to pick the objectives that they're not on for the rend because they don't want you to have extra rend against them. It's This map has just become a very classic 1-2 more. It's not been anything special. The underdog is completely wasted. It's been a huge nothing burger. The fact that you can't make the center one because it's only pairs, you can't do the center one, +1 rend, I think kind of killed this map. It's just a very classic easy one now. I do like the terrain setup though. We like these choke points with us. Next one, 6. I like this one personally. And 6. Alright, linked ley lines. Some anti-manifestation rules that don't matter. Almost all the manifestations got put to 6-up saves. You don't need extra rend against them. And manifestations are strike last. And that's only for... Oh, hold on. While you're underdog, your army has the rooted in realm and full of life abilities. So while you're the underdog, your stuff is worse. I hope that's a typo. Because it says friendly weapons have the anti-rend, but friendly manifestations have strike last. Okay, so you get +1 rend if you're the underdog. And your manifestations strike last. That's terrible. I don't know what they were thinking when they designed this one. For this part anyway. This part is just weird. This part I like. So 3 if you control 1, 3 if you control 2 or more, 2 for pairs, and then 2 for the ley lines. Now there's 2 different ways to get ley lines. You either need to control these 3 or these 3. That's good for us. We have 2 different plays. If they're a hypermobile army, we're probably just going to walk down the middle, take both reds and this one, call it a day, and get our 10 points. If they're a more castle army and we can block them off with something, we're probably going to make a line around here, something here where the fighting will be, and we'll take the sides and call it a day. This is a pretty good map for us. I like it. Big places of power. You can make the middle obscuring pretty easily. You can make all of them obscuring. There's so many places of power. I like this one. This will be a good one for us. Fun one too, because it's more than just sitting on 3 points. It's sit on 3 points specially. Now this one I don't 100% know yet because it's weird. It has one right here that is worth bonus points. I think it's worth 5. Yeah, this one's worth 5. So this is worth 5. That's worth 3. That's worth 2. A few things about this map. If you watched my battle tactic video, you know that Attuned to Garan is one of the ones I recommend. A little bit weird to get it here. Not impossible, just weird. Pretty much requires drones or an auto run and the movement prayer to get 2 units within 3 of this. Not terrible, but weird. But that being said, this is 5 points. This is going to be our main focus. We're probably going to try and ignore this one until turn 5. Because this is only worth 2, this one's worth 3, this one's worth 5. We are going to grab our big guys, we are going to camp in the middle, and we're going to have just a wonderful day. And we're going to tell our opponent to try and get us off these points. If this map works out, and if you can hold the centers, you can almost ignore battle tactics, because you'll just choke your opponent out on primary. Especially if you can steal this one the last turn. Because say, if you hold both of these for all 5 turns and they don't get them, that's what, 8 times 5, 40. This one's only worth 2. 2 times 5 is 10. That's saying even if they can get to it the first turn. Yeah, that's pretty good. Even if you get just 1 or 2 battle tactics, you can win this map just by sitting on these objectives. And that's it's kind of one of our favorite things to do as Nurgle. If you're a Blight King enjoyer, just slapping some Blight Kings there. If you're like me and you use the Plague Bearer bricks, it's so nice. It's good. And making them obscuring is pretty easy for this one. Yeah, it's free. Do it. It's going to be a good time. We want this map. I like this map. Let's see. Next one. Number 8. Boom, boom, boom. This is another one of those weird deployment ones. But, oh yeah, play this one. This one was good. So, you get points for controlling terrain pieces. Faction terrain does count. So trees are great. If you have Hordy, it's great. You literally just take 2 or 3 of them, set them up within each other, and then you put an extra support piece. Not gonna, he wouldn't. I might need to get that later. You would just put something like an extra caster or something just sitting there, just waiting. It's wonderful. This guy is scoring you 3 points every turn. A little bit of elite list will struggle a bit because we don't want to set stuff here, here, here. Actually, you know what? You just use Hordy. Hordy just sits there and gathers life points for you. He sits here in this corner. You put your first tree here, your second tree around here, and you just put him within 3 of all of them. Oh wait, is it contesting controls or just contest? And the turn for each feature they control. Never mind. I am lying to you. It's control. I played it wrong when I played it. So each model can only count for 1 control. So it's 1 guy per piece. If you're running a lot of MSU, it's good. Hordy, I think, is still good just because you can get 1 per every guy in your army slapping down trees. The elite Nurgle list might have a little bit of a trouble. The ones that run Glocken and Rodriguez, which I often like to do. I am an enjoyer of such tactics. But overall, I think this one's fine. The deployments are very walk to the center, fight over the middle points. Only thing that sucks is we're going to have something over here if we want that one, which we don't need. I don't know. Not a bad one. Not the best one. It's fine. Next one. I don't remember if I said which ones I'd go over for the arcs types, but I just realized I haven't been doing that. Kind of mentioned kings and flies in a few, but we'll go over that in another video, I think, because I'm planning on doing an archetype list. Got a bit of a tier listing here. It's a mess right now, but I'm trying to get this recorded for the baby wakes up. Alright, Bountiful Equinox. Pick an objective to be a target. Everything heals D3. Everybody looks at this and think that that is terrible for us. And while, yeah, you can remove disease, but you're also going to be healing our big stuff if we put that on the same one with disease. Kind of sucks for kings and plague rare spam, but if for any big stuff you can put them on the objective with most disease things, not bad. This is not the big doom that it looks like it is. That and the terrain is wonderful. Look at all of this obscuring to hide our stuff, to hide our priests. And then the middle one you have to fight over. It's wonderful. Because you get 2 victory points if you control 1 of each. So what's going to happen is you're just going to tag these. You're going to sit in the middle. And then that's it. You don't need to do anything. If they make an aggressive push towards this side, then you just push towards this side. And then you've still got 1 of each. It's great. I love this one. It's fun. And there's so much obscuring you can just say nuts to shooting. More maps like this. If you manage the underdog too, it's not bad. Like I said, have it heal your monsters if they want to remove the disease, and then you just put the disease back on. It's fine. This one's a weird one. Recall, place. Life cycles. So for this one, you'll start the game, round 1, just controlling more. I think there's a thing for controlling both the sides. Yeah, 4 extra points if you control both sides. If we're going first, that's pretty much free. +2 move on 1 guy gets us there. Even without it, we run there on... Is that within 5? No. We'll need a 2-up to reach it for a run. We'll probably have a redundancy on it. And if you have a drone or something, you walk there. It's great. Use the 3-inch move prayer if you need to. Love it. Do it. Then one of these becomes a primary. And I'll just grab these to mark it. So primaries rotate around. Turn 2, it'll start here or the other side, depending on whoever picks. And then it just goes in a circle and around. Pretty easy. It's not too bad. We probably won't have the primary on the first turn unless we are the underdog and get to choose where it goes. But then the second one either goes here, if they took the one that we're not on, or it goes here. I recommend you set up on this side, because either they give you the primary on the first one, or you get the primary on the third turn, because you'll probably have your home still safe. It's great. I fought Blood Knights here, and I kind of just held them here the whole game and kept them in the corner. And then by the end of the third game, the Blood Knights, or 5th turn, the Blood Knights were alive, but I had this objective still. I got all the primaries. It was good. I like this one. It's another one of those fight near the middle that we like to do. Creeping Corruption. Boop, boop. Recall place. Alright. Declare objective control and one other objective, whether you control or not. Draw a line between them. And then you choose Propagate Corruption, +1 to casting, chanting, banishment, or D3 mortal wounds. Love it. This is out of sequence mortals. We like it. If we're the underdog. Problem is, we have to be the underdog. So, say I own this objective, I can draw the line here, I can draw it here, I can go this way. It's very interesting. It's very odd. I don't know that it's going to come up a ton. There are going to be those games where the underdog gets to draw a line and they're just going to hit like 8 of your units and then blow them up for D3. It's interesting. It's also each unit, yours and theirs. I don't know. It's 6 objective, which a lot of people think isn't great for Nurgle. But on most of these 6 objective maps, I don't try and defend my territory. I try to trade sides with my opponent and take their 3. It just works out easier, it works out better. Because to go through your sides, they end up having to take a lot of their resources to your side. And you can often take them about as quickly as they take yours. It's not bad. It's not great. It's a weird one. I need to see how this one plays out. There's probably going to be clips somewhere of some guy who just had like 10 units slapped by this D3, and it's going to be wonderful. Ooh, I wonder if I can make one of those. That'd be a fun little clip. Next one. Gonna need a drink of water. Alright, Grasp of Thorns. Okay, this one is your classic score 1, score 2 more. It has a wonderful choke point. Only problem with this one is we often want to do, or at least I often want to do, a Tune de Garan, which means you're seizing the center and then they're not doing much else because there's no objective in the middle. I often do it with a unit of flies and then a Plague Bear brick or a unit of Nurglings. And then they either go this way, they'll go up this way. Sometimes I'll retreat back down to deal with threats that came down. Not the end of the world. Not bad. The rooted underdog mechanic is really polarizing. I had one guy hit rooted here on a Rodigus and a Morbidex, and they just sat there for the last 2 turns of the game. I couldn't move them. Actually, that was in one of the videos, I believe. Yeah. They couldn't move. They couldn't get off the point. They're essentially dead. That was 700 of my points locked there. You're going to want to tag the points from deployment, get off of them, and never touch them again. Unless you have to retake them. You don't want your stuff rooted. We're slow enough as it is. It's an odd map. I don't love it. I don't hate it. We kind of like the 2-lane fighting because we can kind of like just put a detachment here with a Magath Lord, a group of kings and something, and then have our main detachment go this way. It's not the end of the world. Not my favorite one on the list, but certainly not bad. And that's all of them, I believe. That's all of them. Alright, these battle plans are weird. Some of these underdog mechanics are frankly insane. And it's going to be a long time, I think, before we kind of set it into a meta. It's going to be interesting to see what TOs pick for their tournaments. I hope they don't pick the teleporting one, as much as I like that one, because that is just going to add a lot of game time. But that's it for this video. I'm going to kind of set up a tier list thing, list building, and hopefully that'll be out today. I might take another day or 2 to think about it, because I've practiced with every unit in our roster already except for the Lord of Plagues. Spoiler, I haven't used it yet. Or Scrivener, which might see play now that he's 90, but it's rough and interesting, and I'll let you know my thoughts on that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed. I am almost at 1,000 subscribers, and it means a lot to me. It means a lot to the wife. Channel's growing quicker than I thought it would. I want to say thank you to all my members. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you found this interesting, helpful. Let me know if you have any more questions in the comments. I try to respond to almost all the comments, but baby's kind of taking up a fair amount of time. I hope you all have a good day.